Hello, welcome to the Clay City High School Robot Tournament. We've had some technical difficulties, but we're finally live. We've had the mini sumo event, and now we're going to go live to the maze event. It's a large wooden structure that's multi-tiered. The schools have robots that are programmed to detect sensors, walls, go around them, and maneuver the obstacle course or the maze, if you will. So you'll be having an aerial view of that right now. Thank you for being patient, and this is pretty cool. So if you see this on Facebook, please share this with your friends, family, so students and parents of students here can see it, and we can help this program grow. So here now is So you're watching the maze coverage of the Clay City High School Robotics Club. Take you back. Joseph, tell us what we got going on here.
This is just a comparison for because this was last year's programming.
Uh-huh.
So we'll be comparing it
Oh,
to this pro.
2.0. I like it. What's the major difference?
This one's going to hit all the walls. this one's going to be purely by luck.
Not a lot of confidence in that
Well,
version 1.
Last year's and we've
Oh, okay.
already had tests.
Well, there's a lot of things. Like you got the gang calibrated.
What thing are we talking about here?
The brain.
Oh, the brain. Dig it.
Properly calibrated this time.
Okay.
And we also added
Two electric sensors to try and detect the actual
Wall. So it sends a sensor out the side. Those 2 holes there to see if there's anything there.
Yeah, it's basically echolocation.
So you got echolocation. So you got one on the front,
Yeah.
one on each side, and then that's powered by the brain through motors of the drivetrain on the sides.
Yep.
Wonderful. What's this doohickey on top
And
with the rubber band around?
That's a.
I'm sorry.
It's like acts as a button.
Oh.
Whenever I
It's the
activate the
start
program,
Ah, dig it. Run the program. Do it. Right?
whenever it runs,
Mm-hmm.
like you'll see, hopefully soon.
Mm-hmm.
This is gonna turn green.
Yes.
And, it'll start out red. And it'll turn green. You push it down, and
Mhm.
it starts the program.
Very cool. And you're from Clay City too?
Yeah.
What's your name?
My name is Jackson.
Jackson?
Yeah.
What's your last name?
Arthur.
You're Miss Arthur's son. Very good. Okay. Hey, good luck today. Who's your guys' like robotics sponsor or?
Our coaches are Mr. Thomas and Mr. Stecker.
Okay. Takes a lot of work to do that, so as a fellow teacher, I appreciate them taking on a little extra work to do something cool. So let's go back to. We're live to YouTube. Yes. Very good. Fellas, what we got going on here?
Okay, so we're working on the code for this one. So what it does is we attach ultrasonic rangefinder in the front. So when it detects something,
Mm-hmm.
oh, if he lifts up, I can show you. When it detects something,
With
after
the red things on the bottom? Or what?
it's this right.
Oh, that
It
thing.
sends out like a pulse of frequency.
Yeah.
And so when it detects something, it's going to drive forward.
Drive forward when it detects something.
Yeah.
And the goal of this game is?
The goal of the sumo is to push the other robot out team. So first you need to sense where the robot is.
Ah.
And so by adding that to the robot,
Mhm.
we're able to find where the robot is.
Cool. Now, I saw this on TV once. There's saw blades that come out of the floor and things like that, right? And small explosions, fire, pyrotechnics, things like that. Maybe not here.
More fun, yeah.
We'll get there. Next year's 2.0. Okay. Well, I won't bother you. What program are we writing in?
Robot. It's a based on the C language. It's called Robotics,
Mhm.
and we're using the official back side.
Wonderful. Why is that front right wheel not spinning?
Oh, it's because one of the motors.
Uh-oh. I gotta get that fixed.
Yeah.
If you want to take home the blue ribbon. Okay, fellas. Thank you so much.
And we started having trouble with it. We're using Arduino and we're using the cloud program this year, Arduino Create, which is good because you can use a Chromebook, you know. But the downside is sometimes it doesn't connect correctly. Yeah.
If he can come back in,
Yeah.
he can
We're using Arduino Create, the cloud program to program, and it started fouling up. And I don't know. I think it's them. I think it's the cloud. I don't know.
he put in the stack.
Okay.
He comes back.
This isn't going.
Lost River.
Well, I know everything's been upside down. So now we'll, because I'm going to do it. Because I haven't committed to do one in Martinsville because I didn't know what was going to happen. But I see what's happening here. I'm going to try to commit to get one done. I don't know exactly what date yet.
See the giant links of steel in my old house spot. We threw a program on it, replaced the shooter with an ultrasonic sensor, and I did some work. Stop and start button there.
If we could just get this stop to work, I think he's going to have a chance to run it. Good. Yeah, I am
Way
glad.
to do it.
That was a good idea.
Let's try and get something ready.
Go. Several elementary students are participating in smaller events. This is the Jackson Township Robotics Club, and it appears that they are eating each other with robots. We're trying to pick up balls, is that right? The mission. Oh, okay. Green ball and cactus is more points. Look at the teamwork. Look at the strategy. Okay? Okay, so they're having a great time. These are actually not autonomous. They are remote controlled. A sweet taste of victory for Jackson Township. These are not autonomous as in the maze. This is actually a manned vehicle. And so we fully anticipate some of these kids to be the ones that help us get to Mars someday. Okay? All right. In this middle section, each student has some sort of a tablet or device that corresponds to its rolling ball or smaller robot. And I know that those balls have a name. Hey, buddy, what's the name of those little balls that roll around? Not sure. Is this you? No. Where'd your guy go? Oh, okay. This is... What's your name? Kent. Kent? He's playing with this cool device. Can I look over your shoulder here and see your hand? See how he is taking the tablet, creates kind of a virtual joystick kind of a thing. And he's controlling Mr. Orange, and he is going nuts all over the floor. Having a good time, aren't we, Kent? Yep. Good deal. Where do you go to school, Kent? Clay City. Cool. Clay City Elementary. What grade you in? 5th grade. All right, keep up the great work, buddy. Okay, we're going to take a look over here. As you can tell, what you got, fella?
Oh, a robot.
Robot, what's its job?
Its job is to pick up the cubes. We tried figuring out the green cubes, but it only works if they're 4 squared up like over there.
Oh, and you're from Forest Park?
Yeah.
What's your name?
Cassius.
Cassius? You having a good time today?
Yeah.
Good deal. We're just taking video and highlighting what's going on. What are these little balls called? Somebody know? Sphero balls. Sphero. 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 Sphere. Oh, okay, thank you. The kind of gyro. Well, I'm not on the news, but we're going to YouTube and on Facebook right now. We're live streaming this. Isn't pretty cool? So the Sphero balls, as the kids just informed me, have a gyro motor inside of them that are connected through tablets. I've seen some cell phones around. Over there, those ladies have cell phones. Can I look over your shoulder? Is that all right? See your controller. Now you can control its direction. In the right, you control what color it is. Is that right? Where are you at? Where's your guy out there? Okay, he's over there, next to Kent's foot. Very cool. You having a good time? Good deal. Thanks for your time. And oh my, look at this. I see the Staunton Robo Jackets and more Clay City Elementary folks. And we have a battle of wills here. Let's see if we can get somebody that knows what they're doing to give us a little commentary on this. Mr. Thompson, what's the point of this object here? What are we doing here?
You gotta get the blue cubes in the blue corner and the red cubes in the red corner.
Okay.
And then if you get balls inside, that counts for extra point.
Okay.
And then the green ones go up on the platform.
And
there's like 2 little platforms and 1 big platform.
And the robots can pick the box up and move it around.
Supposed to, yes.
Hypothetically.
Yes.
And they are manned with controllers. It's not autonomous.
Correct.
Cool. Good deal. How many kids did you bring today?
4.
4 kids, and you're at Meridian.
Yes.
The
Meridio
Meridio bots. I like it. I like it. I see Van Buren, Blue Devil Robotics. I'm not sure why robots can have a soul or anything, but we're having a good time. What do we got here? Robo Jackets, is that right? That's so cool. All right, good luck, everybody. See, the kids have their stations here, and coaches are helping them build, sometimes one-armed. You coach or judge?
Coach.
Coaching. How we doing?
Well, we're doing just fine.
What's your name?
My name's Brandon Romas.
Okay, tell us about your group.
Well, we're the Clay City Eels, the elementary group. Just had fifth graders this year, and this is probably like our fourth. It'll be our fourth. We finish anywhere from like fourth to 40 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
You know, depending on how many teams are there. But the kids have learned a lot.
Awesome.
That's what it's about.
Good. You meet during school?
Yeah, we meet after school, one day a week for about an hour. You know what?
Takes a whole village of people to get something like this to keep going. We appreciate all the adults' help with this. Let's go back to Maze for into the operation. Here's some of our cool prizes. Not the extension cord. Sign-up forms. A pediatric scale. I believe I heard them say something along the lines of 10 kilograms is what some of the sumo events would take. We've got some cool TVs going, flash and display, so we know we're on time. There's a timer, there's an QR code in the middle that'll take you to the results, and the schedule for the rest of the day. And these two ladies here, want to introduce yourself, where you're from, what you're doing?
I'm Diana Knox. I'm the Technology Instructional Specialist for Clay Community Schools. I'm Jessica Cox, and I'm the Education Teacher at KC. We are in charge of trying to organize the results, do the center for the location, and the starting positions on the sumo. And then as they bring us things, and so we kind of have a live update so that people can see.
Very good. All information flows through you. Thank you for your time. Appreciate it. Let's go back now live to Maze.
Hi, Mark.
didn't even go through the steps to get everything.
I haven't
You needed like
contacted
filter representation in there. They didn't even go through the steps to do any of that. Yeah, I think that's what, I'm not even sure if they meant. Because they just got everything together at the point last time.
Still be engaged. It's all day on a Friday again, right? That's my guess. I mean, I've got plenty of days I can take.
Thanks to Jack.
Better than a sharp stick in the eye, as they say.
All right, we're back here with coverage of the 2020 robot contest at Clay City High School. Looks like we're looking at the mini sumo bracket. Bloomington. Oh, this is a completed event, and looks like Iron Core. Where was Iron Core from? Do we know? What school? Shakamak. Congratulations, Shakamak, Mr. Josiah Wright, on winning the mini sumo. And a little later on, we'll have big sumo, sumo, something like that. So, congratulations.
So this is pretty cool.
Yeah, good job, Logan.
Oh, the senior 4, yeah. The underclass 2. It is. Sweat's always the so far. Gator first. Yeah. They normally have the blue brisket and pepper chicken. I can't go without that blue brisket. back when I used to work for Terre Haute, at the end of the year they had a big pizza party for all the football teams. And I had my little truck and I had a bed full of pizzas. And they told me to drive right in. They opened up the garage door and I drove in right across the complex and delivered.
Our next contest coming up, and I'm talking with Hank Slater. And Hank, what we got going on here?
So the robot has to follow the line, and then we make it to the end, and we switch over to remote control, and we lift up that blue block and place it on top of the red block.
So he's got to make it all the way to here, from blue block onto red block, and we lost. Where'd we go? What happened here, Hank?
We've been having some trouble getting it to follow the line, especially around these sharp corners.
It just loses the... hey, can you hold that up so we can see it? What's the sensors on the bottom of that thing look like? They're line following sensors. Powered by motors to the wheels. Cool. And then it's got this robot arm. Yeah, you're going to use to pick up the blue block. That way there's white knobbies on it. Yeah. Think of it as something to grab.
Yep.
Okay. Is this a tiny microcosm of what's on Mars right now?
Pretty much. Yeah.
Pretty much. Okay. Very cool. And this is for what school?
Northview Unites.
Northview Unites. Okay. Well, is that just a fancy starting line, or does that have
starting line? Starting line.
Okay. Well, we'll be coming to coverage of line. What do you call it? Is it race or line obstacle or what? What's it? Line following contest. We'll be covering that. That'll be following sumo, giant sumo, which is over there, following our current maze competition now. So stay tuned.
He's had 3 hits so far.
Everybody's mom's probably more like one that's in here. He's gonna FaceTime her, but I don't know how you FaceTime from a. She's got a Google phone. Thank you.
Good job, girls.
Bit of a shift here. Go remote mode. Take a look at what our elementary programs are doing. In the blue, we have the what we call them, the Van Buren Blue Devil Robotics. Remember, the point of this task is to use the controllers to manipulate the robots, to pick up the balls, and to their corresponding skee ball type holes for points. I believe I heard that the cactus is the most difficult, therefore worth the most points. Takes a lot of adults, takes a lot of people to put this kind of a program on. Van Buren's a good school, very good school. That's where my kids go. Henry and Elliot and Benjamin and Arthur and Amelia will all go there. And I look forward to the day when they get to do this kind of program, show their school spirit, and learn about this cool technology. Way to go, Van Buren. Let's go see what's going on over here in the land of Staunton. Hi. Are we having like an inter squad scrimmage?
Yeah,
We're just going for it, right?
just trying to get it out.
Yeah.
This morning, is that what it's going with? No, that's, I think it might not be the green ball, man. So it might be zero, I'm not sure. We'll have to clarify that. I'll go ask her.
And it looks like the Spyro balls have all settled down. I mistakenly called those Spiro balls earlier, and young man let me have it. Appreciate his clarification. Looks like over here, the Forest Park elementary robotics team is disseminating for the day. Looks like they've had a good time. This event here was they had to put the balls, they had to put the blocks in the right corners to get points, and then they could stack the green on top of the green pillar for even more points. And there was something along the lines of if you put the ball in the box and put it in the corner, you get even more points. So, very cool. They had two platforms there going on. Beautiful Clay City High School, the Eel Dome. Had a great basketball game last night. Clay City Eels were victorious over the Northview Knights in a classic, a alley-oop with minimal time left. A really good play drawn up by Coach Ames and executed well by the team. Even though I teach at Northview, it's a lot of fun to see good sportsmanship, which was on display last night. Have a lot of fun and keep the rivalry going. Taking a peek over here at Maze. Robot Hank is doing its thing. Look at the anticipation. Look at the anticipation of this young girl. It's got to be one of the programmers here. Come on, Hank. Get up the hill. Look at that. Hank could go all the way. Way to go, Hank. Very impressive. That's so cool. I'll take us back to aerial view of Crane.
What's that?
I'm going to look at your program and their program. I'm curious,
What do you need?
what was their total time on there? 131?
I've got one. Maybe there's not
131. But I'm curious on why why it chose to turn white. Because it
Don't
sees
let those out of your
exactly the
hand.
same thing at the very top of that rate. It defaults to right, but look, and you had one on yours that did something peculiar that I was curious on why it decided to turn one direction and in the other. So I do want to look at theirs just to see if they've got a default go right to look. No penalties, no penalties, no penalties. But I'm really curious because this is one of the really hardest portion right here, because when it comes up to the top, it sees the exact same thing in all directions. And I'm curious on why it chose to go that direction to begin with. So that's my only question on that. That's right. Well, and yours had, I can't remember where yours had one, but I wanted to look at yours too. Had you one? Okay. But I haven't.
But that's what it says. If it's high, then it looks
Are you guys next? When that happen?
They're good. Well, it's built by the Ivy guy who's doing it.
Okay, so Shaq and Matt took it.
They only did 131. So just by distance. Yep.
No, I just wondered if I didn't know if they had tilted.
Yeah, like the ramp in that first one.
Okay, welcome back. We're now doing the weigh-in regulations for sumo.
Okay, and you guys are Clay City? Yes. Put that on there. We don't have an entry fee for that, right?
Where are their coaches?
40, we're good there. 40, we're good there. Okay, you guys meet the thing. Okay. Oh, where is your kill switch?
Right here.
Okay. Okay.
Can I go this?
Yes, sir.
You got a name for it?
Clad Crusader.
I'm sorry?
Clad Crusader.
The Clad Crusader?
Yes.
And the giant chunk of iron is for...
Wait.
I'll wait. Because
We tried to, so we built it, and this was actually a hockey bot we had from a previous season.
Oh, okay. Hey, explain hockey because people have been mentioning that today.
Okay, so hockey was a competition where you had a team of two, and two guys built two bots. You could either have an enforcer and a shooter, or do all-rounders. And your whole goal was to try and make as many scores or goals in the allotted time.
So it's actually, and you use it with a controller. Okay, so it's manned.
And it was pretty fun. Like it was.
So we're not having that today, but that's something you'd like to see come to the future?
Yeah. If we could bring it back, I think it'd be fun. Just because for anyone who's not super good at programming, it's something that they can still compete in. And
Sure.
have fun with.
It's supposed to be a visible ramp latching stop.
We're going to move over here for now as they get that sorted out. Strapping an iPad to it? Oh, so we're going to use school technology for dummy weight for our slam and stop 'em robot.
That's about all this computer is worth.
Oh. Well, I just want to note for the record, these are not Clay Community School students, okay? So, not my problem, okay? We've got something going on over here. I'm not super sure. Pick and place? What? Talk to me about that.
You control the arm and you're just picking up blocks and placing them into the letter.
Okay.
And you have 15 minutes, to place as many as possible.
So Brown, are you just using up, down arrows? You got a lot of commands you're working with. Say, I'm busy, Coley. Don't talk to me.
Where?
Okay, we're going to move on back this direction. I think they got themselves sorted out. If you're curious to what it looks like, so each team, actually I'm not sure what the stopwatch exactly means. I'll get somebody to explain that to us. You know what the time restrictions are on this, and what the two for? Okay. We'll get some clarity on that. So there's our crane that's going to give us our overhead view. This was constructed by my interactive media class at Northview High School. We operate a system called Sling Studio, and we're operating with a GoPro pointing down off of an aluminum tube that's counterweighted and power ran to it, so it's got constant power. And it comes down here to my iPad, which has all the camera views. It's operated, there's actually a router over there that all these black boxes, the Sling Studio boxes, magically emits radio waves over to the router, which is behind the TV over there. It's white. And the router then talks to my iPad, and the iPad becomes the switcher. So this was a great investment by Clay Community Schools for us. Allows us to do live events. Actually, the basis is allows us to do switching of video, which is rather difficult. It can be very expensive once you get different it's very expensive for physical switchers. So Sling was able to come up with a very smart solution. So I pointed out, there's another one right there, that the black box on the left is what transmits the link over to my router, which is the white box over there behind the TV, which my iPad talks to and then sends that out through Facebook or through YouTube, which we're using today. Another cool feature, though, is if you have an old cell phone like this one here, Sling Studio makes an app and allows you to install the app on your phone, and it becomes its own camera link. So this phone is communicating through Wi-Fi emitted by the router, which is controlled by my iPad, which I've got down there at the moment. So I probably ought to move. And I'm actually holding right now another phone walking around doing my narration with. So we're able to have 4 different video streams. You can have up to 10. You can also bring in, a computer from HDMI. You can have other wired devices. It's very cool. We greatly appreciate the investment of our school community, and try to give you a little better view of this. It's a little difficult for me, but this is my iPad. You'll see on the top. Hello. You'll see on the top, that's the preview, and the bottom is the program. That's what you're seeing. The 4 video feeds on the left are my individual cameras coming in. And then I'm able to do like what I did on the top, which is picture-in-picture. And that's what you're looking at, I think. Actually, you're looking at the iPad right now. So just a little behind the scenes of how this is technically working. I'm very grateful also to Mr. Bill Milner and the IT department for hooking us up with the necessary wireless Wi-Fi information that we needed to make an event like this great. So they're doing the weigh-ins for the sumo. There was a little bit of a, I don't want to say an issue, but a little bit of a, I'll take you back to. Hypothetically, the bots, let's call them bots, what do you call those? Robots are use a sensor to follow a line. Navigate their way, following the line to the blocks at the end. I'm going to zoom in to picture that. And they will pick up the blue block using an extending arm and place it on the red block. Hey, when they get to this portion, do you control it? Okay, so once they get the line all the way to the end, and they're in the block phase, they do take over. Also noted earlier that
have the other battery on?
Here's the spinning apparatus. And they're going to spin, and once again landed on side-by-side opposition. Oh, they did. Yeah. Check. I think we have our sound back.
Unreal and Smitty.
You've been watching Clay City High School's robot tournament. We're in sumo phase. After some early round glitches, we're back to the action. We had... oh, we gotta get the robot. So the first round was a pretty easy win. One pushed one out of the corner. Round number 2 featured our first glitch of the day. They think it was wire harnessing issues, but the medics were able to repair it and bring it back to life, only to quickly watch it run itself out of the ring. And then this last one was powered. I mean, just mo trucked it right on out of the arena. So that gets you caught up to speed. And this time they'll be starting back to back. The robots will be starting back to back in this contest. And this is Smitty versus Sarbamba. They're facing back to back. Therefore, the sensors will have to wake up, face each other, and figure out how to compete. South Putnam High School is the more square level one, and Clay City, I believe, is the other one that's moving currently. And it, the humanity still in. A reversal of turns. Oh my gosh, that was fantastic. From the brink of disaster. Woo, doggies. Match 5 features Smitty and George. Smitty and George coming up. Whew, that was something else. Robots will be starting side by side opposite this round. This is Smitty and George. The time will start when Mr. Thomas, well, the judge, sees movement on the field. They have 2 minutes to complete their battle, round, pushing, sumo thing. One has started. Oh my gosh, he can move every direction he wants to. Look at that thing. And, darn. Smitty plays it safe. Stays in the middle of the ring and lets the opponent wear themselves out. Here's a view of what's going on here. That's Martin's view. Martinsville coach.
Face to face.
All right, they're starting off face to face in this round. We have a bot with a steel thing of lead and a bot with a Chromebook as a weight. Tech versus tool. Here we go.
Three, two, one, go.
Oh, he steamrolls him.
All right.
Steamrolled him right out. Good sportsmanship. Way to go. That's what we're all about here. That's what we're all about here. That round took approximately 15 seconds. I would like to see some version of a TKO in this, though, you know? Or the battery pops out, or the wiring bursts into flame.
Sarbamba versus George.
Sarbamba versus George. Sorry?
Sarbamba spins the wheels versus George.
This is
Wheel spin, please.
Sarbamba versus George.
Side by side, same direction.
Starting off side by side in the same direction. This is interesting. When we duct tape a Chromebook to the top, it's not been successful so far. But the opponent's kind of goal has been, let's stay in the middle of the ring and spin around and let the other one wear itself out. So.
You don't have a timer. Okay, so timer ready.
So the strategy in this one is wait.
2, 1, go.
Weight versus weight. Homonyms, folks. Homonyms. All right. Oh, thought it was going to go on tack for a minute. I tell you what, that one has kind of the robot version of the rope-a-dope. Let's just wait it out over here, let the other one tire itself out, and when it's ready, we will pounce.
I would say that it may not be more aggressive.
There's 1 minute left in this round. Let's switch over to more of a handheld view. See if we can get closer on the action.
They've got their sensors pretty high, too, yeah.
The little guy's wiggling himself closer and closer to... Scott, what's the outline? The outside white line?
Outside line. If any portion crosses the outside white line, then that's a
DQ.
That's a loss. Yeah.
Okay.
That bot loses.
20
seconds.
It's gonna be tough to score this one.
Does the other one ever move forward?
5 seconds remaining in this round. 2, 1.
All right.
We have a stalemate.
Draw. We will re-spin for direction and try one more time.
I'm not sure if you heard that. We will have a respin, which will lead to one additional round. If there's a stalemate, then the judges will determine the winner. And we're starting off this time side by side opposites. You spin me right round, baby, right round. So George is the smaller robot. Its strategy appears to be one wheel. They're all going different directions. They think they've burned some of the wire functioning to the sensors. Clever designed, just didn't execute.
They still the aggressor.
Got a minute 15 left in this round.
They're hiding.
So So unless George just self-destructs here and runs itself out of the ring, looks like he's got a good shot to go on to the next round. This whole day reminds me of that movie Short Circuit with J5. I'm down to 22 seconds left in the contest.
20 seconds.
Time's up. The judges have a determination to make. Who is going to take victory? And they have this... Oh, cell phone fell. The judges have determined that George is moving on in the winning circuit because he had a much more aggressive approach in its first round. And whatever this other one's name was, didn't appear to have the same sensors. It was more of a strategy of just spin it out. Ooh. There's a screw. George has a screw loose, folks.
You need to go back. We'll give you a minute or so to reset.
You're watching the 2020 Clay City High School Robotics Tournament. Should be sponsored by Radio Shack and Connects, but they're not. Hope you're enjoying this live feed from Clay City High School. Looks like we're in the championship heat between two fierce Robetitors, the Clad Crusader and George. George, I believe, is from Paoli High School in Orange County. And the Clad Crusader, I'm going to get an answer for you on that. Where they're from. I think they're from Shakamak. Yes, Clad Crusader is from Shakamak.
Shut them down and restart again.
So, folks, here's what's happening. The Clad Crusader is struggling right now. What I heard is that they dropped the remote. The remote sensor is what gets them going. And they dropped the remote, and they're struggling to get it to connect. So right now it is a lead box. George, however, even though it had a spiraling last round, is ready to roll. Okay? So we'll see if the Clad Crusader can get its act together, or maybe George might be coming out here with a victory. I suppose worst case scenario is they put the robots in the ring, they let it survive a minute, and then that would buy Shakamak's team more time to fix itself. Strategy plays in here. They're starting off side by side opposite in this round. It does look like they may have gotten things worked out with... I don't even remember a thing. Look at that sportsmanship. That's what we do here at Clay City. Okay. Waiting for the other judge to prepare himself. He's getting a form over here. I think they're ready for you, Mr. Stuckey.
All right.
Big thanks to Ben Thomas and Scott Stuckey for their officiating today. And here we go. George is, oh, we have activated. Oh, come on, George. Engage. Uh-oh. Oh, no. There it is. Pushes him right on out of the ring. Well, George gave it quite a run, but he just got steamrolled by this clodhopper, whatever the name of it was. So, pretty awesome. Great job to all competitors. Took approximately 22 seconds to end that round. And that concludes our sumo portion of today. Let's listen in. Got one. So I was just informed by the judges we'll be taking a 9-minute human break. The bots have no need to take a break, but we're going to take a 9-minute human break before we move over to our next contest, which is, they called it Recovery. I've been calling it the Line event all morning, but the official name of it is Recovery. So we're going to take the break with them. At 12:25, that's 8 minutes from now, we'll reconvene and watch the recovery contest. You're watching coverage from the Clay City High School robotics competition. Welcome back to Clay City High School. This is Noah Coley reporting from the Robotics tournament. And we're getting ready to start the recovery portion. Been calling it the wrong thing all morning. It's actually called recovery. There's a giant board with lines on it on the ground, and the robot has to autonomously, for the layman that means by itself, maneuver itself through the course and follow the line. So the front of these robots have sensors, and they are going to be following the black path on the white boards. The yellow indicates the starting line. When they conclude the course, there's a red block, that's the base, and the blue block is an object that needs to be picked up. You might notice the blue block has little nodules on it. Not only does the robot have to maneuver the course, when it gets to the end, it becomes manual at the point, and the user will use an Xbox-looking controller to pick up the blue block and place it on the red block. So this event is called Recovery, and Northview is up first. So far, so good for Northview. So far, it's been maneuvering with ease. Almost like it's been here before. I do know that's Hank Slater with his triplet brother, Hayden Slater, controlling this. Their sister Hannah, I believe, is here somewhere. About halfway through the course here, and it is doing a good job. This is where they've had trouble in their practice run. These last couple corners. I don't know if you can see, but and then it goes off course. I don't suppose it'll self-correct. 20 seconds down the line before it went off course. 20 seconds.
Your ideal score is last couple corners. Ace is ace. Off course. I don't suppose it looks so. And that does not. Second.
Okay. It appears that they get another run at it. Again, this is run number 2. How many runs did they get?
The first run was actually a calibration.
Oh, first run was a calibration. Okay.
And then he's got time to finish. So 3 more attempts.
3 more attempts.
Total of 6 minutes.
Get a total of 6 minutes, up to 3 runs. Unless, of course, they perfect it, right? Which we expect. We'll see. So the Slater boys are anxiously ready. This is where they had trouble the last couple rounds. As the bot maneuvers the corner. And there it goes. So again, the rules state the first round is for calibration. Then begins a 6-minute timer with up to 3 attempts to run its course. So they'll take another run at it. This is Northview's robot, recovery robot. Randy, is this Northview's only recovery robot, or is there another thing? This is Northview's only recovery robot. And it's doing its thing. It's doing exactly what they programmed it to do. The pointed end toward the front are actually 3 sensors that are working in tandem to find a line and follow the line. The only other sensors on there, I believe, is there's one in the back, and then there's motors to move the wheels depending on what the sensors say to do. The blue portion on top is a battery, and the tail of the robot is the lifting mechanism. Okay, here we go. This is where we've been having trouble. Will it make the corner, or will it scoot down the line? It's thinking. It's thinking. Oh, here we go. Oh, it slowed, and oh, you might as well call that a boat from Italy, because that thing is gondola. Final attempt. Final attempt from Northview's run. Hayden, are you able to make tweaks to it as you go?
Huh?
Are you making tweaks to it as it goes, or is it just a reset?
It's just resets and it just goes again. I'm not able to do anything to it.
Okay, so what do you think, Hank, gonna make it this time?
I'm not sure. We got stuck on that corner almost every time.
You've been struggling all day with that corner, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got lucky a couple times during trying this out, but
last time it stopped. It stopped and was kind of creeping along. That's a good sign, I feel like. Knowing absolutely nothing about robots, it was at least thinking.
Yeah, when it got to that corner, right before it went, it disconnected from the controller.
Oh no. So that's the final run from Northview. Had a little glitch and it ran off course. Good job, Northview. We'll see who's coming up next. Scott, do you count by the corner? Is that the success rate, or is it distance? Or
they have to complete an entire tile and travel.
Oh, the tiles.
Yeah, so
okay.
This is the first tile. That's the starting calibration.
Okay.
So if the entire robot gets off of that tile onto the next tile, that counts as a complete tile.
So as you look from the crane view down, each one of these are approximately 2 foot by 2 foot white melamine tiles.
Skylar, you're up.
And the black line goes through the tiles. So the points are awarded if the robot gets all the way onto a tile. So I don't think, besides the lack of points moving on, that...
You need a calibrator. Well, if I were you, I would start as close to the front as you can because you're wasting time going that distance. No, have to be on that. There you go. Can be right there. We're not ready yet.
This is Clay City's team. You got a name for your robot?
This is Skylar's, not mine. This is Unreal 1.
Unreal 1.
Yes, like eels, Unreal.
Okay, here you go.
I'm just spectating.
Spectating. So this is Skylar's. What's your last name, Skylar?
Halfhill.
Skylar Halfhill is competing with his robot. Something 1. What was it?
Unreal 1.
Unreal 1 with the word eel inside of it. Very clever wordplay.
Well, it wasn't alright.
It was good. Just take the credit. It's a good idea. You got this. Well, it's doing so far so good. Are those lights the sensors?
Yes. Our main goal is speed.
Oh! Main goal here is speed for this crew. Because I don't see the ability to pick up a block.
Yeah, mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're hopeful to get the points from making it further faster rather than the additional points possible for picking up the block?
Yes. It worked like that last time, so we're going to try.
Okay, all right. Repeat champions? Going for repeat champions.
Well, I didn't get first place.
Well, repeat, do wellers. Okay, good. I tell you what, those light sensors are really paying off here.
I'm just hoping it'll make it past that ending part because that's usually my that sometimes it goes off on that part.
Where Northview got stuck?
No, a little bit farther
Oh.
than that, but
So this-
most of the time it works through.
Good deal. So this is where Northview got hung up. They ran off the course there.
I'm talking about this part where it gets straight again.
Okay.
But it doesn't usually do that. I might want to get over.
Oh, you do your thing. All right. Wyatt. Oh. Looking for the judges. It's straight, it's true. It's completed. A full run for White Halfbill. Wait, Skylar Halfhill, my bad. Pardon me. He does have the option to.
You think you can go faster?
Oh,
Actually, it won't get you any more points. Mathematically, you can't get.
I don't think I'm going to go again.
so strategy moment here. Cannot get any more points because he completed it, but he did have the option to go faster. Interesting strategy with that. He chose not to build a bot that could lift up the blocks on the end. He went for speed and completion.
Martinsville Cybertruck.
Martinsville's ready.
You guys. No, there's one more. We'll put you at the end. We'll check your.
Martinsville got a bit of an issue going on, but they've got the best minds that they have on it, okay? They're fixing sensors, they're wiring, and doing all sorts of cool stuff. Their coach is in here giving them inspiration. They're going to get it figured out, I'm confident. So it looks like we're going to move on to Shakamak.
You guys need any calibration time. So when it starts, we have 6 minutes to run it. You know that if you get through, based on points per tile, you get 5 points per tile during the first run, only 3 during the second. So unless you go a lot faster, your first run is the best run. Okay, he's Shakamak 18.
Remember which side they were on. Because you can easily get those figured out. I got my phone in my pocket. So I can't do that.
So Shakamak's about ready to begin. Here's a look at the crowd, spectators. And we'll return to action because it looks like Shakamak is taking off. See if I can get a word with Shakamak's robot creator. Looks like they got a 3-light sensor going on the front. Is this your robot?
Yes.
Can you talk to me about it as it goes?
It's using the front sensor to track the line right now.
I noticed 3 wide. The first, the middle sensor is the important one?
Yes.
Okay. And what happens if it gets to the outside sensors?
I had to comment those out because they weren't working correctly.
Oh, so it's just tracking, that's why it's going a little slower. Slow and steady wins the race. The tortoise and the hare taught us, right?
Yes.
And, oh. I don't know what the rules are here. Calls it out. Gonna have to...
2 complete because it went out on that third tile.
Shakamak's gonna give another run. Now you also opted not to do any kind of a lift for the blocks. Is that an option or?
Yes, it's an option. I
Okay.
can't make it there yet, so I haven't.
You not quite got to figure out how to get there. Was that your best run trial earlier? Or did you get further?
That was my best. I think.
That's the best one. So what strategies, as you think about this for next year or next competition, do you think you can improve on?
Speeding it up for sure, probably.
Did you only line bot?
Do you think the speed will allow you to make that corner?
Possibly, I think.
because it's overthinking.
Yeah.
You know, in life we overthink so much, and it gets us off course.
That's the problem with seventh graders. They have no patience.
Yeah, same spot. You have to give it another try. On their final run, they have plenty of time. And what was your name?
Logan.
Logan what?
AG.
Logan, representing Shakamak High School, the Lakers of Shakamak. Did you build this yourself, Logan?
He helped me with it.
Who's he?
Josiah.
Josiah. His friend Josiah helped him build it. And it veered off course, unfortunately. Good job, Shakamak. Hope you get those extra sensors working, and you'll figure it out. We're confident. So it appears. So it appears that Clay City has a second entry into the recovery event. We're going to touch base with them in just a second. First attempt went off the rails, or the line, if you will.
Zero tiles.
There we go. Now we're out of the gate. So are you using light sensors as well?
Yeah.
There you go. There you make it. What's your name?
Corbin.
Corbin?
Yeah.
How long have you been doing robotics?
This is my second year.
Second year. Oh.
That's it.
Thanks, Corbin. Congratulations.
Get past the block.
So Martinsville is a scratch. So it looks like Skylar Halfhill is the winner of this event. Northview takes second place, the Slaters. And Corbin Harden takes third. That it for the event? The whole show?
That's a wrap.
Straight from the official mouth. That is the conclusion of this year's Clay City Robotics event. It was a great day. Let's see if I can jump in the frame here. So we had a lot of fun. I didn't see any tears. That's a good thing. I learned a lot about robots, how this all works. I thought the maze was really fascinating. I could really get into that sumo event. You could see the strategy of nimbleness versus sheer power, finesse, if you will, versus strength. And then this recovery event was very technical, only 4 entries, but very cool. So that concludes this year's streaming from Clay City High School's robot tournament. Actually, I don't know if there's an overall winner. We can post that later. But congratulations to all the participants. Thank you to all the schools for Clay City to hosting it. Thank you to Diana Knox and Desiree Cochran for running the technical side. Thank you to all the coaches who brought their teams. Mr. Scott Stuckey, Mr. Ben Thomas for their putting this on, officiating, as well as Mr. Runyon and others for setting up the floor and the course and all the work it takes to go in here. My name is Noah Coley. I've been happy to be here with you today, and we will see you next year.